Good evening, this is Wes, and I'm responding to uh, Sacred Pathways Chapter 1, our 5.1 discussion. A couple of the questions. The first question: have you fallen into the expectation that one size fits all about how one becomes more spiritual? And I would say yes, I have fallen into that expectation that one size fits all. I grew up in a home where mom and dad were they loved Jesus, and the way they connected with Christ was reading the Bible through in a year and praying. My grandpa was a pastor, and he worked in the factory for years and was a full-time pastor, full-time worker, and got up early in the morning to pray. And as a full-time pastor, I find it difficult to get up early in the morning and pray. Kind of like Martin Luther, who said, if you're going to have a rough day, he would get up even earlier in the morning because he needed that extra time in the morning to pray so he could make it through. I need to emphasize prayer more. I know that, but I think at the same time I do compare. I do fall into that category that seems like if you're not praying, if you're not reading your Bible, then you're not growing. We used to sing the song as children. If you neglect your Bible and you neglect prayer, you're not going to grow. The only way you grow is if you read your Bible and pray every day. That old little children's song that we used to sing. So yeah, all of that is in my mind, and I think that really is a one size fits all. Some of the things I've chosen to do in connecting with God is instead of like reading my Bible, I still believe that the Word is the powerful source of and means by which God can work through and get through to His people, and His grace comes through the Word. I believe that that's definitely a means of God's grace. So I'm not saying that you don't read the Bible, but there's ways that you can get the Word without sitting down for a long time and actually physically reading. And I do that by like listening on YouVersion app. I go and I just push play, and that's how I'll go through the Bible. I'll listen to it being read. I'll have study times. So do you find yourself resonating with certain pathways? That's number 3. Have you found yourself comparing your spiritual pathway? I kind of explained that. I have. I've compared my spiritual pathway to my parents, my grandparents, even other religious leaders who, they practice the discipline of long periods of praying, which I also do, but I don't always do it in the morning. I don't get up early and sacrifice sleep for that. I might do it at night, late at night. So I guess you think, well, man, okay, if I'm going to really pray, I got to get up early in the morning. Well, what about staying up late at night? And then you read about John Wesley, who went to bed at I don't know what, I forget his hours, but obviously his practice was early morning rising and praying and things like that. So it seems like a lot of the saints that we study got up early and prayed versus staying up late and prayed. And feel free to counteract that in the comments or something. I'm kind of talking off my head, I guess, when I say that. But that's what's in my mind when I think about the discipline of praying and having to get up early and pray. So those are some ways that I've compared myself in the one size fits all mentality. Thomas pointed out. I like the quote he gave by A.W. Tozer. He said the whole transaction of religious conversion has been made mechanical and spiritless. We have almost forgotten that God is a person, and as such can be cultivated as any person can. I thought that was great. It says, have you ever found yourself comparing your spiritual pathway to someone else? Yes. Do you find yourself resonating with certain pathways? 3 of the pathways that really resonated with me was sensate, activist, and intellectual. Sensate, I like. I remember when I was up taking an intensive at Indiana Wesleyan. I think it was in the spring or last fall, and we went to one of the churches there in Marion and just kind of sat in the sanctuary with the big stained glass. That was very moving to me. I like just sitting in the sanctuary, praying, listening to worship music. That's some of the ways that my senses are used. Intellectual. I enjoy listening to intellectual talks, debates, philosophical ways that people will defend Christianity, defend God, defend His existence, to defend creation, just different things like that. I really like the intellectual approach. That's something that really resonates with me. Another one that resonated with me was activist. I like fighting for something. I can get passionate about the injustices in this world and wanting to do something about it. So those are ways that that maybe I connect with God. Thanks. Bye.